Welcome to Joke Ruiners, everybody. The show where working experienced comedians break down jokes until they're not funny anymore. My name is Kruger Dunn. I've been doing stand-up for about 13 years. And I welcome two very funny comedians with me for this episode.
One funny comedian.
Thank you, apparently Matthew. One funny comedian. I'm not sure which, but let's let comedian Matthew Robinson introduce himself.
Yes. Hello, Kruger. Hello. My name is comedian Matthew Robinson. Been doing comedy for 9 months. Have progressed past the Zoom shows already. I will be doing a comedy store show in 2021 after the vaccine. I just have to get 10 people by then.
Wow. You can pronounce it now, so you're well on your way. I'm excited to see that.
I call it the store, actually. That's what you have to call people in the know.
Everyone, for people watching at home, the Comedy Store, very famous comedy club on Sunset Boulevard. And us comics like to call it the store to sound important, even though we're not.
Yeah, you also call the Laugh Factory the Laugh or the Factory in the Improv, where you get booked and you can't get booked at the store.
That's exactly right. And also joining me, the very funny Andy C. Ryder.
Hey.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, I've been doing comedy for about 10 years, I guess. I have yet to perform at the store, but I'm also not trying, so I can be part
of You've never done the store?
No.
Wow.
I know. Sad. I think I sat. I went to like my first time, like 2 weeks into being here. My friend was like, "Let's go do potluck." So we showed up like an hour early to put our names in.
And then I've never gotten up on potluck either.
Yeah, I was like, "This place sucks. I'm not doing this. I'd rather just go to a mic where I know I'm definitely going to get up than just like sit around and wait and hope."
Yeah. Again, another newbie note. Potluck is the show that the Comedy Store does every Tuesday night, where comedians randomly get selected to perform. I've never been picked for it, and Andy apparently has not either. But that's okay.
All the new people out there, make sure to go up to whoever is running the bucket and say that I have a show in the OR at 7:30 p.m. on Friday that I have to run for my coworkers, all 7 to 10 of them. Please give me a spot at Potluck to work on that.
The OR being the original room, which is like the most prestigious. Oh, actually, I guess it's debatable. So these two comics have brought me some clips to watch. I've not seen these yet, but the first one is going to be Sam Kinison, very famous comedian in the 90s, I believe. Or is it the 80s?
Yeah. Late 80s, early 90s, yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s. And this is his son, David Letterman, 1990. So let's get into it. Just give me a wave or say stop when you want to ruin a joke.
Sure.
Okay.
I purposely leave the walk up.
Where is the X? They moved the X.
Yes, stop.
Yeah.
He should have actually called it the cross. It's not really an X. It's more of a cross. People misunderstand. Just want to point that out.
That's a good note. It is never exactly an X.
That way, when you point out being a cross, you can be like, if one of your jokes doesn't work, you can be like, I'm dying out here like Jesus.
You're right. If you call him the X, or like Jesus didn't die on the X, that makes no sense.
Exactly.
I like that he. I can't tell if he actually could not find his spot on the stage, or if he's just making a joke making a bit out of it. You know?
Yeah. He was probably so coked up that he just walked past it and instead of like he probably realized where it was, but then was like, "Oh, I got to make a moment out of it."
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, "Okay, here we go."
Nowadays, people would be like all adorkable about it and be like, "This is my first time. I'm so nervous. I can't find the X." This guy was a rock star. He was doing coke, doing hookers, and drinking. That's why he couldn't find the X. People aren't anymore.
And for complete newbies at home, the X or the mark or the spot, whatever you want to call it, is where you're supposed to stand because they've pre-framed the TV cameras to point at that spot. It's called hitting the mark.
Oh,
in acting.
Hitting the mark was when a guy named Mark doesn't laugh at your jokes and you punch him. So everybody else in the audience gets the, knows what to do.
That's the super inside lingo. Most people don't know that one.
This is it. I found it.
He found it.
The spot. He shoots, he scores.
He said X that time.
Huh? This is great. You like this?
He's got two iron crosses to go with the bit. Pretty cool.
What was that?
So he's got two iron crosses on his shirt to go with the bit. The fact that he missed the cross.
Oh yeah, just stand on his own shirt.
Yeah.
When he was a minister, I guess
the gig in the biz an Easter egg.
That is what we call an Easter egg.
Easter egg joke. That's for the people on Reddit.
It's a hidden. Were you saying that purposely because it's a cross like Easter?
Yes, I was.
Double jump. Impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. I'm a very deep comic. Some people say I am actually more Stephen Reich.
I feel like you're Stephen wrong, Matthew.
Got
Boom.
him. Roasted.
Yeah, this is closet, but no, I don't mean to laugh at the guy just because he was found. Deli! He shoots his gun! But you know what's funny about this? It's not really funny. You can't, they say you can find comedy in everything. If anybody would know, I would. But the show that busted this guy, America's Most Wanted, I realize now why this show has such great ratings, because every Sunday night, every criminal in America watches this show. Their television is tuned to this show. They're like, oh, my show's on!
Kruger. I'm not one to criticize the legends, but he should have been like, I get why this is really successful. People watch the show for this reason. He missed an opportunity to do a callback to the screen.
To his signature item.
Yeah. If you need to really nail home when you have a hook like that, and you
gotta just hammer it in.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny that he had to yell the punchline, because I feel like the writing is not super strong here, where it's just like America's Most Wanted is the most popular show because all the criminals are watching the show to see where they are, and it's like if I just said it like that, it's not that funny.
It's
but
not at all funny.
Screaming kind of makes it sort of funny, I guess.
He also sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say word economy, not great. He said 3 or 4 lines, and he could have just said one line.
Yeah, I think this is
stand-up soliloquy than stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, also an important thing to point out is one. So David Letterman, when we didn't show this, but David Letterman, remember, he's introducing Sam Kinison. He's like, guys, we got him back. 'cause I think at the time he had been kind of under the censors were very scared of having Sam Kinison on TV.
Yeah,
he's very blue. And this is also the height of his popularity, so I feel like that's definitely helping him. Because, like you said, there's not a lot of word economy in here. He's just kind of
And for the novice comic, word economy refers to cutting out any unnecessary words so that you could get to the laugh part of a joke faster.
That's an interesting point you raised, Ryder. But before he was persona non gratis, Louis C.K. could just go up on stage and go man. And then people would laugh. This is a version of that.
Oh, this is his version, is just talking nonstop without hitting a punchline?
Yeah.
Well, Louis C.K. could read the phone book and just be like,
I think that isn't there another comic known for that? Dennis Miller?
Are you doing Fran Drescher right now, Micah?
I was not, but I guess I could have been. Mr. Sheffield. That's my Fran Drescher.
It's kind of I'm wondering if a young Lewis Black was in this audience and was like, this is how I'm going to make it.
You yell the punchlines. I get comedy.
Do you think I should try that with my set, Kruger, next time?
Yes.
It's just like Fourth Wall.
I'm a big fan of yelling punchlines.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen my comedy, but I was inspired by the great Andy Kindler, who also shouts his punchlines for no reason at all.
Yeah, but when he shouts his punchline, it's like, why are you doing comedy, schmuck? I'm the only one who does real comedy.
That's true. But yes, I strongly encourage everybody yell your punchlines.
Definitely.
And make a dumb voice.
I would like to see you yell your punchlines, Ryder. That would be quite the thing.
That would be actually, yeah. You never really get excited in your set, huh?
That's me at my most excited is during my set.
True. Okay, here we go.
Daddy wants to see his show. Oh, it's a scary show, man. Oh, my son has
He just got an applause break. He just got an applause break for doing what you said, comedian Matthew Robinson.
Yeah.
So you're a genius.
Thank you. I'm a little bit upset, Kruger. Is this a blue show? Can I talk about some of my material? Okay.
Sure.
I have a joke that I struggled for 4 months across 10 different comedy classes and $5,000, where I made my dick to be like Trump's wall. I told that at the store. I didn't get an applause break. All that toil to nothing. And this guy just screams and he gets an applause break. It's not fair.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
He's a real Donald Trump.
TV show, man. That is. They catch you. They've caught like a lot of guys. Like this guy. This guy was like gone for like 18 years and thought he had it made. They didn't have a picture of him. They put some Play-Doh together and a pair of glasses. Like, yes, he may look like this. So you have operators standing by, and they caught the guy, proving your neighbors are
That's what I wanted to bring up. With cutting social commentary like that, do you think Bill Hicks was smoking some cigarettes and getting pissed off like, this is a social commentary that gets on Letterman?
Yes, 100%. I think he probably said that about every other comedian that ever performed on TV.
That's true. Yes, he was big on it. He was big to accuse anyone who made it that they sucked someone's cock to make it there. That was Bill Hicks's solution for everybody getting anywhere in comedy.
I did not know that. We're all learning.
No,
Bill Hicks, of course.
I read it on Reddit. It has to be true.
Oh, if it's on Reddit, yeah. Verified.
Yeah. Also, Bill Hicks is Alex Jones.
Wait, what? Is that a thing? That people
Verified
say?
on Reddit. Yes, there are some people who believe that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks.
I kind of see it. The same shouting tone if he just brought his voice down. Yeah. Bill Hicks is Alex Jones. I believe it.
Maybe Sam Kinison is Bill Hicks as Alex Jones.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Didn't Alex Jones open up for Tool?
What?
that was a peak. Just everybody watching it, that is a Pete Ryder joke. Bill Hicks opened up for Tool, and Andy Ryder said that Alex Jones opened up for Tool. So of course you have to put all these nerd things together to get it.
Yeah. Well, you're on a dork show now, so
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Kick my own ass after this.
Yeah.
I'm going to give myself a swirly.
This show is not alpha.
Yeah, I'm starting to
But
realize that.
You're making it more alpha, so thanks for being honest.
Yeah, me and that other guy you had on, Mattson, with the hat on backwards, we're going to make it alpha.
Yeah.
How about you on together?
You guys are super bro alphas.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear the rest of this bit.
We'll turn you in. That's what they ought to call the show. Turn in your neighbor. Over Fox Television. Turn them in. Oh, oh. Kind of people that went, what? Anne Frank, we have her in the attic. Get her. It's the same mentality.
Hey, Mogo, stop.
Yes, please break this one down for me because I actually didn't get that joke.
He's still talking about America's Most Wanted and how the show should be called Turn in Your Neighbor.
Right.
Which I feel like that's kind of a stretch for the show. Like I was like, I guess like because at the end of the show, America's Most Wanted, if you've never seen it, like they always like have like kind of rough drawings of people. They're like, hey, this is the guy. This is what he's done. If you see him, you can call into the show. So I kind of get the point, but he's kind of making it into like a Holocaust thing where he's like, yeah, this Anne Frank, she's been in my attic this whole time. It's like, whoa, we're kind of taking.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere for me because so this is what I would call a mapping joke, which means you're comparing one aspect of something directly to another. So like in this case, he's comparing snitching versus America's Most Wanted television show. Yeah. But then I don't think Holocaust fits in with snitching on criminals.
No.
So that part I didn't really understand that.
Allow me to respectfully disagree with you, Kruger.
Please do.
You
lay it out for us.
The Holocaust and America's Most Wanted map onto each other, but you are thinking of it through your nerd beta mind. If you use an alpha science mind, you know that anything is instantly made funnier if you reference the Holocaust.
That is, but usually you have to say Hitler though. He didn't say Hitler.
Yeah, you got to reference. You got to reference that and then say you're wrong because you're Hitler. Like that's how you do it.
There you go.
I bet he actually went into the censors and they were like, I have this joke where I compare America's Most Wanted to Hitler, and they're like, you know what, Hitler's a little bit too much. How about Anne Frank?
Yep. The beta liberal cucks that booked the show
ruining comedy
prevented him from doing real comedy. That's what it was. Yeah. You solved it. Also, this is coming across as me just shitting on Sam Kinison, which I didn't. He has a lot of great bits. I just happen to not get that one.
No. I don't think you're messing with it. I think it's fine. Like, I feel like this set is almost like Sam Kinison at the height of his popularity, where people are like, he can do no wrong, kind of.
That's true.
But like now we're watching this in retrospect, we're like, this is not the best like late night set ever. Or anything.
People watching who might not. Oh, so go ahead.
I didn't, you go ahead, Kruger. I did not mean to interrupt you.
People watching who might not know, like Sam Kinison was like Kevin Hart +5. He was like not quite The Rock famous, but he was like as big as a stand-up comedian got. He was a rock star.
Man.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing that you bring up, Kruger and Ryder, as much as I hate to say Ryder brought up a good point. But,
yeah, it did.
I think at some point we all know when you're struggling in comedy, me doing it for 9 months, Kruger for 13 years, Andy for 10. It's sometimes hard to get the audience to laugh at you. And you don't have the same benefit of the doubt. But when you become super big and famous like that, you can just fart into a microphone and people will laugh.
That's true.
I mean, it's kind of true. Yeah.
That's why you do it.
Yeah.
You want to get to that level.
It's kind of like they're coming to the show with 100 bringer people from their audience, from their work to the show, and they have that advantage.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
That is actually exactly it. Yeah. Except it's like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Burr's kind of doing the same thing right now.
Oh, really? Well, I might have to have you back to talk about Bill Burr because I'm a huge Bill Burr fan.
I like Bill Burr a lot too, but some of the recent stuff, I think he's doing a lot of stuff with TV. So he's doing a Netflix special, and he's kind of like doing the angry Irish thing to get laughs when they would have maybe been more crafted. I think it's a little bit like the Kinison thing. Okay.
We'll have to talk about that when we watch Bill Burr. I can't really point to any examples right now.
Yeah, I could point to 1,000 examples. It's a good thing you don't have any, Kruger. Otherwise,
that's true.
Keep all of the subjects that I'm talking about tonight related to television, because last time I was on the show, the censor went away with a nub for a finger. Like, the censors get a little nervous when I'm on, but that's changed now.
He's a bad boy.
My goal now is to be part.
He is a bad boy of comedy. He's reminding us.
I can't tell why the censor's finger came away with a nub. Like, is Sam Kinison in an aquarium and the censor's putting his finger in the aquarium and he bit the finger?
I think he's just pressing like the censor button a lot till his finger gets worn down into nubs. Yeah.
The only thing that could have made it funnier is that if he would have tagged it with the censor looks more deformed than someone after Auschwitz or Birkenau. You should have tagged Holocaust.
More Holocaust.
Always Holocaust. It makes everything funnier.
Part of family entertainment. That's right. Oh, go ahead, laugh, scoff, if you will. Wait do you see this next bit? Oh, what about those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, huh? Family crowd. I'm a changed man. No, there's something wrong with this movie. Come on. I mean, like, kids aren't messed up enough. This is their new role model. What are you going to be when you grow up? A turtle that eats pizza and does martial arts. And I don't want to get in this.
Sorry, Kruger.
Yeah.
I think he stole that joke from my dad.
I think he stole that joke from every dad watching Turtles. Yeah. They're like, what is this? Turtles that eat pizza? Like, he just said what the show is.
Yeah.
But I do like that he's playing with persona, which is the expectation of the character you're presenting. And everybody knows he's the bad boy. So the joke is more that why is he even talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when he should be talking about cocaine or hookers or whatever?
Would this be a funny joke for me? You know what? We know I have some opinions about intersectionality.
Go on.
No, it's just like playing with Persona.
But that fits your persona.
Oh, okay.
It would be the opposite.
Okay. So I was taking a women's studies class. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Ship it.
While I was fucking it.
Ah, there you go.
Who are you high-fiving right now, Matthew?
Well, I high-fived him back, so
yeah. You've seen me do live comedy, Ryder. You always know I high five like killer punchlines. Kind of
That's true. It's true. Even though there's nobody on stage to high five you back, I really appreciate that.
You should do comedy with a screen behind you, and then the joke actually turns into a hand and high fives you.
Oh,
yeah.
Like the kind of animation you see at bowling alleys.
Yeah, exactly. Like you should do bowling alley comedy.
Okay. How much do I have to Venmo you to do that for me, Kruger?
$17 per hour for 3 hours.
I would have given you 5,000, but you low.
Oh, I meant Shart.
O'Connor went after a friend of mine, Ozzy Osbourne, said his records were responsible for people being demon possessed. Okay, that's a little far-fetched for me because, I was married twice. If anybody should know anything about demon possession, I was possessed. I think he should run back Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because that's, for $25 million.
I like that this is the height of like humor was like, he likes to joke about being divorced a lot, a lot. And it's kind of weird because it's like he never points out his problems. Like I was like, you're a coke addict. You don't think you had anything to do with your divorces at all?
I think that kind of fits into the humor.
Yeah.
Like it's more funny to see a person rail from a POV.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So then the people watching their bitter divorcees, is a man who's divorced also a divorcee?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they're bitter divorcees, and they're like, yeah, right on. Or we're, not more well-adjusted, but differently adjusted. We have our own problem. And we're like, oh, he's being ridiculous. So I think he actually understands that he's getting both of those laughs.
Okay. Interesting.
Or he just really hates women.
I mean, he probably also really hates women. That is an astute observation.
I think I could repurpose some of these jokes for jokes about my Serbian ex-mail order bride wife.
Probably. You want to try one?
Okay. Okay. So I was watching a documentary about the Serbian war in Yugoslavia during the 90s, and I was thinking they should have bombed the place where my bitch-ass wife lived.
It's funny because it's your ex-wife and she's dead in your joke. That's really the only thing funnier is if you're like Anne Frank, bomb Anne Frank.
Yeah,
then it would have been hilarious.
Done Kruger. I should have been like, a super misdirected been like, I was watching this documentary about the Yugoslavian war, and I was wondering, why didn't they bomb our man Frank?
Now that it's a Letterman-worthy joke.
Yeah, that would get me a writing job on Bob Burgers for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Totally. That's what they're looking for, man.
Yeah. Super offensive jokes about.
Yeah, with misdirects about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
In one weekend, little kids, and they're paying half price. That's not even your normal money. I got a feeling you run this back, it's like, serve Satan, little kids! Serve Satan! Gotta be some dark message in there, yes! Family entertainment, family material. Touchstone's probably calling my agent right now. Where can we get that Tennyson on a Touchstone project?
Excuse me, Kruger. I tried to use subliminal messaging to get myself booked at the Improv once. I did one of my sets backwards and said it, Hail Satan, book comedian Matthew Robinson. It did not work.
Good to know.
Yeah, don't do that.
You did. Where were you doing the set to be seen?
It was a set that I did at the Sycamore Tavern. It was a 7. Yeah, it was a set there. All jokes about my dick backward.
Yeah, I mean, backward dick joke. I don't see how that went wrong.
Yeah, I also did one of me doing dick jokes to my parents. at my dad's funeral. I called it, if Maria Bamford did this, you call it genius.
That's just true. That's always anything Maria Bamford does is genius.
Yeah. Great comic.
Yeah, we should
also. Jokes, but she's a great comic.
I like that you've mentioned every comedian except for Sam Kinison.
This is a good lesson for the people out there. When you are watching a set of a comedian, you don't think about that comedian. You talk about how they compare to other comedians in your own set. So this is how you make it in comedy. You don't actually look at the set you're watching. You think about other people's sets while you're watching that set.
You know, you're touching on some truth there, because I actually wish I thought about myself more doing comedy. Being very selfish and self-centered will actually serve you pretty well. Don't be a dick, but be confident and make everything about your set.
Yeah, just make everything, if I assume that we get booked on a gig together, Kruger. Instead of coming up to me and actually showing an interest in my life, you should do your set, come up to me and say, hey man, I would love to catch your set, but I have somewhere else to be.
Works every time.
Yeah, then they'll be like, man, that Kruger guy's going places.
He doesn't have time to watch my set. He must be important.
Even if you're sitting in your Geo crying yourself to sleep, just go and sit in your Geo. Everybody will think you're important.
It's way better than showing support and like being nice to somebody. I agree.
Yes.
I'm just trying to help. It's 90s, trying to change, trying to flow with that family entertainment thing. Again, all television-related topics. I got to say, the craziest,
now that's interesting, because you'll often see a themed set, but it's very rare the comedian tells you he's doing it.
Yeah.
All television theme, like, weird. I liked it, though.
It is kind of interesting. Also, like, this is a 5-minute set, I guess, but like it feels longer because like normally when you see a late night set, the jokes are like quicker. Like you want to hit the punchlines faster because you're trying to show off like who you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sam Kinison, he's like, I don't care. Like
he's so famous at this point. He's not proving anything to anyone.
Like I feel like this set would be like somebody's middle, like the middle of their like half hour, their hour long set, because he's like, you like the first part you're just trying to describe who you are, and he's like, you already know who I am. I'm Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
How would you not know who I am?
That's true.
Did you not see my cover of Wild Thing?
So what you're talking about is in a showcase set, which is like a 5 to 10 minute set, often done on shows like Letterman, late night shows, where you want to introduce yourself with a quick joke at the beginning about what your persona is going to be like, or what you look like, or something like I'm a dad, or whatever you're about to talk about. But you're saying Kinison just blew right past that because we already know he's the bad boy. That's like his whole thing.
Yeah. He like went up and was like, I can't find my spot. And then later on, now he's like, let's talk about America's Most Wanted for some reason for a little bit. And then he's like, anyway,
but then he explained it. It's all TV themed.
Yeah. And then he's like, last time I was on here, the censor hated me, so that wasn't good.
I think I could learn a lot from this, Kruger. I think the next time I'm doing a set at the store, I'm going to go up there and be like, the only reason these people are here is because I Venmoed them each $50 and bought them their 2 drinks and their cocaine.
You should say that.
I'm going to have some honesty. I'm going to pull back the curtain of Bringer Show.
Authenticity, dude. Do it.
Yeah.
Matthew, it would really help if you do specific inside jokes that only your coworkers understand. That really helps too.
Yeah. Or reference a Zoom mic that someone left early from that only 3 people were on the
mic. You should definitely do that. That always helps.
Yeah, I'll just drop knowledge about the Hollywood Hotel. I'll talk about comics who quit doing comedy in 2015.
Yeah,
that always goes over well.
Yeah. Let's all promise first live set we do. We start off the set with, so I was on Zoom yesterday.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I would absolutely do that with you. Let's get like 5 guys to sign up all in a row and all do Zoom sets.
Yeah,
I'm so down for that. If society ever returns.
Yeah, just put up a laptop and we'll all just be in a Zoom and we'll have someone put us in speaker view.
That's amazing. Yes, yeah. I'm totally in for that.
seen on TV has been the Richard Simmons pitch for his video. Have you seen this? It's just insane. Is this guy twisted, folks? We have proof now, okay? We have proof this man has a twisted mind. The guy sticks his head out of a box and goes, hey, are you tired of seeing young girls work out in tight outfits? He goes, no. No, who said we're retired? Are we tired, guys? Exactly. I knew it. I knew we weren't tired.
Pause real quick.
Rich might be like,
do you feel like Sam Kinison like sort of led the way for Tim Allen, or was like
wasn't Tim Allen around the same? Oh yeah, I guess like right after Kinison, huh?
Yeah, like I mean they were around the same time, but I feel like Sam Kinison kind of like blazed the trail, and then Tim Allen's act was a little bit more, maybe slightly friendly or like a little more family friendly, but there's still that like macho dude vibe to it, you know, kind of.
Yeah, I mean Tim Allen was the dad version,
right?
Versus like the single guy version.
Yeah,
is what the main difference I would say.
Yeah, Tim Allen, like you were talking about how like Sam Kinison was for like the sad divorce guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that. She was a bitch and she left me. It was all her fault. I miss her. Tim Allen's kind of like the kind of guy who's like, you're married, but you're still a man even though you're going to Bed Bath & Beyond to shop for towels because you like lawnmowers and trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot rods. That was his whole thing.
What was the name of the aerobics instructor he was just talking about? Was it Richard
Simmons?
Simmons, yeah.
Richard Simmons, yes. For those of you watching this who don't know who Richard Simmons was, he was a guy who had a very successful career as an aerobics instructor. He's now a recluse. Nobody knows where he is. Everybody's very curious where he is now. And he did Sweatin' to the Oldies. He would just have oldies songs playing in the background while he wore purple spangly shorts and a purple spangly top, and would just do exercises with a lot of just women wearing sweatpants, basically.
Fun fact, when Kinison would do this bit on the road, how many F-bombs do you think he would have in this Richard Simmons?
All of them.
And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that.
The FA word, right?
Yeah.
About 100. Yeah, comedy on the road was not very LGBT friendly in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. Some would argue still isn't. But who knows?
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done the road since COVID, so
yeah.
And
for all I know, it's
BuzzFeed article. Let's talk comedy.
Fair.
a little tired. We're not tired. I never complained. And then the guy has the goal. He sticks out and goes, then come on in where the party's really happening. This next shot is like a widescreen lens. It looks like a human livestock show. The fattest women in spandex ever seen. They look like the women that served you food when you went to school. Remember those women? I mean, Buicks, man. Big Buick women, you know? The headbands are splitting at the seams. I'm trying to do those like steer exercises. They're like, yeah, this is funny.
I'm a little bit disappointed given how much energy Kinison has for his act outs. I was expecting more from that steer act out.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to go more into it too.
Yeah.
I think this is a censor thing. I think the censors probably were like, you can't do the following. Okay. Well, all right. But it is kind of funny to watch this bit and also be like, oh, these are like, anytime I've gone on the road, I've always seen a comic kind of like this, like at some random 10 o'clock at night bar show where it's like, oh, this is where that guy got his act from. He just was like, I'll just be Sam Kinison on stage. I just want to be Sam Kinison right now. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah,
What would be a worse mic experience? 10 comics who were inspired by Sam Kinison who suck, or 10 comics who were inspired by Louis C.K. in suck?
Ooh, Kinison. Because I used to host the Laugh Factory open mic for several years. And, there's the main host is Harvey Dunn, the legendary Harvey Dunn. He hosts it for it's for like 40 years now. But I would run the timer, I would open it, and I would put the light on when people's time was up. And anytime anyone yelled at any point in their 3 minutes, Harvey Dunn would go, "Thank you, Sam Kinison." And sometimes there'd be like 8 per mic. So from experience, I'm going to say the Kinison one. It is painful when it is not done well.
Mm.
I've also seen many Louis C.K. ones. At least that doesn't hurt your ears.
Joe.
I mean, you have to watch a bunch of jerking off, but you're fine.
Yeah.
What's the version of screaming into the mic being done well?
Say what?
What's the version of screaming into the mic being done well? Like if it was done well, like you're like, oh, it's not done well.
I mean, Kinnison does it. Eddie Pepitone, Andy Kindler. There's a lot of mic screamers.
I think the thing with screaming is you have to scream from your heart and not scream like someone else.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a poet. I'm poet Matthew Robinson right now.
The only job that makes less money than comedian.
Traveled. It made all the difference. And that road was the fourth wall.
Free plug for fourth wall comedy.
And then he does those interviews, which are great. Where the woman weighed, I'm not trying to make fun of people, but the woman weighed like 350 pounds. And she lost like 70 pounds. So she's down to 280. And they're having a party. They're having a party. They're both crying.
What was that?
I just said still fat.
Yeah. That's the joke, I think. He says, I'm not trying to make fun of her. And then just makes fun of her. It doesn't even have a punchline. He's just like, you're still fat.
Yeah.
You know, Rich is like, Julie, do you remember? Do you remember when you came to Deal a Meal? Do you remember when your problems were like this? She's like, yes, Rich, I remember I came. I was fat. I was really heavy. And people were like concerned about him. And now that I've lost the weight, my husband's really happy. I'm going, yeah, I bet he's doing a rain dance right now. You still weigh 280 pounds! That's
Pop right here.
Oops.
I don't understand the idea of a rain dance as a dance of celebration. Like that part doesn't make. I'm like, I think they usually rain dance if they were like in dire need of rain.
I'm not. Maybe he just means like a flamboyant, over the top dance.
Maybe.
Yeah, quit Wikipediaing these jokes, writer.
No, please keep Wikipediaing. Wikipedia more. Pick them apart.
For those of you watching this, Sam Kinnison's jokes are all on Wikipedia. You can just break them out. It's a breakdown of the joke.
I love the idea of reading a Sam Kinison joke and it's just all in caps for the last part.
I mean, it works for me when I type out my jokes. They're a lot funnier when they're in all caps.
That is true. Caps equals
here's my hypothetical. Sam Kinison did die relatively young. I think he was 40. What do you think Sam Kinison would be like if he were doing comedy now, still trying to scream, and he was like...
Oh, interesting.
I think Kinison would have been a Trump supporter. I think I could say that. I think he would maybe like Trump.
I think, I feel like he would have had like 4 heart attacks and then got clean, like a Lenny Clark style.
Okay.
And then he'd be like real woke and just like shout about equal rights for women and stuff. Equal pay! That kind of thing.
He'd be like, okay, a lot of stuff happened this summer. We gotta defund the police! Defund the police! Defund
I think that would be Sam Kinison. Because like he had a lot of black friends and like now he'd have a lot of gay friends. Like he'd be hanging at the Comedy Store. You know what I mean? So he couldn't be as hateful as he was back then, not really knowing he was being hateful per se. But like by today's standard,
like Scott Thompson and being like, you know how to take a joke with these young kids.
Oh, he could be like that. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know who Scott Thompson is, but
Scott Thompson from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, I should have known that. Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
is that his thing though? He's saying that people don't know how to take a joke.
He's kind of like he was on this interview recently that I was listening to where he was saying that like he feels like America's ability to take a joke is getting really bad to the point where he's like, you guys are almost Canada by now. He's like, they're very like careful about what they're willing to laugh at in Canada and stuff like that. And he's like, you guys,
you can get sued for jokes in Canada.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I blame Trudeau.
I also blame Trudeau. All right, let's wrap up this set.
Let's do it.
It's also tough to work clean, if you haven't noticed. But this is my new act. I know a lot of people are shocked. They're going, Sam, what, have you left comedy? No. There's some music. Of course, they brought me out to Under My Thumb. I want to thank you for that, guys. Because I can sing it. I can sing it. I actually know the word.
So I think this was really interesting that he pointed out that, like, you know, it's very hard for him to work clean. I mean, he's a blue comic, so like it's got to be hard. Like, you don't really see that often, where like a comic who's known for being blue is brought on to,
That's true.
you know, late night. Like, I don't think it ever happened for Dave Attell. I'm trying to think of there's like Dave Attell had a show on Comedy Central just for comics.
Yeah,
who, like,
that's true.
tended to be blue, and even then they had to play it late at night on Comedy Central, which is a cable channel. It's not even network TV.
What was that show called again? Nasty Comics or something?
Something like that. Dirty Comics. Or something like
that was a fun show.
Yeah, Cat Williams too. I hear Cat Williams has trouble working clean.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, for sure.
And the first version, of course, was Mick Jagger. Nobody knew what he was saying, so I'll get the heat for this record too. But that was, you know, I sing it, and I'm going to get heat. But anyway, buy my album. Good to be in New York. Love the Letterman Show. Good to be part of Family Entertainment. Thank you.
He just closed with, but anyway, buy my album.
Yes.
Any comic that got like that actually cared about their big Letterman spot would never in a million years do that.
No, they'd let the host do it. The host would be like, "Hey, he's got a new album out. Buy the album."
You close with just like what you think is your strongest joke.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah, it's also
like Sam was like not taking this as a big break. By now, he's already broken big.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't care at all about this set. I feel like that's kind of a rock star move. That's actually kind of part of the set, is how big a stage he's on and still saying, I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
I think he's actually purposely doing that now that we're mentioning it.
I think so too. I think he was probably high at the time too.
Well,
but,
yeah.
You know.
He was always high, or so I hear.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right though. I think, it was just kind of a rock star move where he's like, I don't care, whatever.
I agree. I'm actually going to start tagging.
That's rare.
That's pretty rare.
I'm going to tag every joke and after haha, my dick, watch my live stream Wednesday and Saturday.
You're joking, but that could actually really work. In a road set, if you after every big joke, you go, buy my album, and then you do the full pitch, it would come off as a joke, but then at the end of the show, everyone would buy your album.
I'm writing that down, Cougar.
No, every comedian, write that down.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready to move into our next clip?
Sure.
So now what we have here is a very special treat. And I want to remind everyone to be super nice who's watching this at home. This is not Andy C. Ryder, but Andrew Ryder when he was a wee pup. Yeah. He was just a little baby taking the stage.
Where's your socks?
I didn't have them. But
that's your thing.
It's like you shaved your face off or something.
Yeah. It's pretty much what happened.
So set this clip up. How long into comedy were you, and where was this filmed? And
I think this was my first year. This might have been 3 months into doing comedy.
3 months. Wow, you're brave.
Was it at the store like me, Ryder?
Was it like what?
Was it at the store like me?
No, this is at Theater 99 in Charleston, South Carolina.
How many people you have to bring to get that gig?
I mean, it would have helped if I'd brought people because it was a competition. But I didn't bring. I think my wife came maybe. But
was it Uncle Clyde's at Theater 99?
No, because this one, the win was actually worth it. If you won,
hey, I did Uncle Clyde's. That was well worth it.
Uncle Clyde's?
I did it back when it was at the Ice House. That's how old I am.
Oh, okay.
And it was great. You got to do that show, and then you get to do the main room show too. And then I would bring 1 or 2 people, but then everyone else would bring 50 people. So I couldn't win the contest, but I got to perform for 300 people in a packed room. It was great.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the reason. I mean, I like this. I like competition in general. That's just who I am. Because I made it a point to not be a guy who brings. I can't bring people anyways. I think some people have a certain charm or charisma to them that really easily talks 50 people into spending money on them.
That's true.
I don't have that personality, whatever it is. So at best, I think I've gotten 4 people to that competition when I was in it. But I would still get to the finals because my point was I'm just going to be the best comic in the room, and usually that worked. Sometimes it didn't. Like if like, not saying I was the best, but like if I was like, this is gonna be the best set, and I'm just gonna do the best I can.
Right.
And most times it worked, and occasionally it did not. Like there would be like a couple times I crushed really hard, and they still were like, yeah, you were really funny, but we're still gonna vote for our friend now.
Yeah, exactly.
Boo.
Exactly.
I just Venmo the judges $100 each. Gets me third place every time. Gets me third place every time.
That's not bad. Third place, pretty good.
The one time I didn't, I finished second to last. Thankfully, Athelton Fitzgerald III was on the show with me, so I did not go last. I did not get last.
Oh man!
Ooh,
but if you won the competition that I was in, you would get. I think you would get $500, and you would get to open up for one of the bigger comics during the Charleston Comedy Festival.
Oh wow!
Or you would get your own showcase, and you would get door money from that.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah,
so for a new comic for sure. And was that audience vote or judge vote?
The prelims were and the semifinals were all audience vote, and then the finals were judge vote.
Like, what's this one we're about to watch?
So this is a prelim.
Okay, so this is audience vote.
Yeah, this is audience vote.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, the audience vote, that's rough, as we talked about. All right, let's get into Andrew Ryder in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And what year was this? 2009.
2009. There we go. So if you'll know this about me, but I actually have a huge ego. And
right away, I'm gonna stop you. Move the fucking mic stand.
Yeah.
I say this every episode. Every new comic, move the mic stand or use the mic stand. If you stand behind it, it ruins the set.
Oh, totally. It looks dumb. I was just happy to grab the mic out of the stand because I think I had done I'd only done like 2 or 3 mics prior to this. So I was just happy that I remember to take the mic out of the mic stand.
As you should be.
Yeah.
I don't mean to insult you personally.
No. I'm in total agreement with you. Any critique you have of the set, I'm pretty much in agreement with you on that.
Yeah, I used to forget to take the mic, move the mic stand too, but $2,000 of comedy classes fixed that.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Because actually, I had to go to a comedy class coaching and learn to move the mic stand. It was very useful.
That sounds well worth it.
Session.
I've always kind of wanted to be super at something in life, and not just good. I really like the fact that I'm not like even making eye contact. I'm just staring at the ground a lot.
I did that in my. Sorry, what?
One thing, Ryder, back off. Not making eye contact, not looking at the audience, making them feel uncomfortable. That's my thing, dude.
Yeah, why are you trying to steal it 11 years ago?
Don't do that in LA, bro.
Oh, so but he's saying you could do it on the road and TV and stuff, so you're good.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah, just not in LA if it's taped.
No, I didn't say that. Don't do it ever.
Kind of too late.
And so when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a superhero, and my mom would kind of play on this a little bit to kind of get me to do things I wouldn't normally do, like take a nap or clean my room. She was like, if you would just take a nap, you would be big and strong, just like Superman. And so I would, take her word for it. I was like, you're right. And I would try to jump from trees. I would try to punch through walls. And after a couple of years of that, I realized.
Here's some punch-ups for you, Andy. Since you were doing an act out of your mom, you should do a voice like, Andy, if you want to take a nap, you'll be nice and strong. Or, as we learned from Tennyson, you should have screamed the punchline at some point.
He didn't even get to the punchline yet.
Oh, yeah, I haven't got to the punchline yet.
Oh.
I will say, though, your character is very clear.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit jealous that you have like a natural, because I know I've seen your sets recently and you know it and you play into it, but you just had it from the beginning. And you seem, you're probably nervous underneath, but you seem really calm.
Yeah, I think, I think I was definitely, because what I would do is I would just do my set 10 times, like around my apartment, around my house before coming to this competition, which my wife loved. Like she was like, "This is the best. Please do your set again."
So you're already married in this clip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I wish you
had. Until I was already married.
Yeah. Wow. Because you look so young. I mean, you were young. Like doing marriage jokes at that age might have been like really unique.
Yeah, I wish I'd thought to do
Yeah.
it, but I didn't because I had bad role models for what marriage comedy looked like.
That's a good point.
Like make fun of my wife on stage. The whole
Yeah,
time.
that's true. It's hard to realize you don't have to.
Right.
Wait, you don't have to?
Those Kryptonian.
Well, you have to. Andy
okay.
doesn't have to.
Yeah, my wife didn't leave me, so I'm good. You know. Genes are benign. After a couple hospital visits, my mom changed the story. Something a little more realistic. She was like, if you take a nap, you'll be more like Spider-Man, which is kind of possible. We did live next door to a radioactive waste treatment plant, and there were plenty of spiders around. So, the odds were good. But one thing those two heroes had in common was the fact that they both wore glasses. This is something my wife hates, but I think I still do, and that is put my arm, cross my arm in front of my body and just hold it like that.
That's actually a physiological response to nerves. You're protecting your chest.
Yeah.
Like from a wild animal. I used to do it a lot. I had to consciously, and actually comics who are listening, one thing I like to do is watch myself on mute because I can't stand to hear myself, and then notice one thing I'm doing, and then for like the next 4 months of sets, just try and not do that one thing.
Fun fact, when I do sets, the audience makes the same gesture that Andy is making right now.
F you?
No, they're like this. They're like this.
Oh, they're like shuddering in fear.
Yeah, so alpha.
I thought they did the move where they get up out of their chair and they walk out. I thought that was their move.
I was 3 straight shows, writer.
Wore glasses in their civilian disguises, and I really wanted that. I really wanted glasses, and I would beg my mom for glasses, and she would say, "Oh, Andy, you don't need glasses. You have 20/20 vision." So I went to God, and I said, "God, just do something to my vision."
Okay, I want to pause there. That's a strong pause moment, because you look like, in this clip, the guy who believes in God.
Yeah.
You look like, I don't know, Mormon, or I don't want to misclassify whatever religion, but you look like someone who would go door to door or be a youth pastor or something.
Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know which one, whatever religions do those things. I don't want to be bigoted or whatever, but like Book of Mormon, like that's how they dress. And then like you're clean shaven, you're young. And like, so when you said I go to God, it got a big laugh.
Yeah.
Not because of the joke, like you haven't told the joke yet. It's just funny because you're saying something that seems authentic and honest, even if it wasn't.
No, I mean it's like one of the few, like, not one of the few, but it's like one of the jokes I like can tell, and that's something that actually did happen. Like I really did want glasses super badly when I was like a little kid, and my mom was like, "You have good vision, like you don't need them." And then like so I would pray to God to like actually like give me bad vision,
which is very funny.
Yeah,
but also what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just the look.
The look of you and then talking about God is already funny. Yeah. In addition, the joke is funny too. Because it's ridiculous. Why would you do that? But that's why it's funny.
I just want to point out that I'm an atheist and I do not endorse what you guys are talking about.
Duly noted. Good to know.
Thank you, Matthew. I don't know, like a fire or a bat against the head, something just to like ruin my vision. And eventually it happened. God answered my prayers, and I am actually nearsighted. I never know why you gotta laugh. I'm nearsighted. People's like, that's hilarious. And I never understood it, but I did that joke for like another couple of years because I was like, for whatever reason, it works. I don't know why.
I love that because actually a lot of the times as a comic, you don't necessarily know what's funny until you get up and try something. Sometimes I'll get up, try a joke I think is going to be terrible, and it's like one of my strongest jokes for a year. Sometimes I'll think it's like, oh, this is a surefire winner, and just nothing. Yeah. So you don't even necessarily have to understand. It's just that something rings true.
Yeah, that's true. It's like whenever I'm doing a set, all my perfect jokes, they're perfectly crafted. For some reason, people don't laugh at it because they're either too stupid or jealous. But the moment I start getting upset and start breaking down on stage and maybe having a couple of tears, then people start to laugh. I don't understand it.
It's a mystery the world may never know.
Yeah. Maybe turn your hat around forwards and like that'll mask some of the tears.
Okay.
Actually, here's a good akin to move the mic stand is comics don't wear a hat turned forward low. We can't see your face.
Or your tears.
It's very distracting because the lights are bright and they're coming from the front and your face is just going to be a shadow.
Yeah.
So like there are comics who wear a cap but you got to make sure it's up so that the light can hit your face. Seems like a basic thing, and it can completely ruin your whole set if you don't put your hat properly.
Watch a set from Jeff May. You'll see how to wear a baseball cap correctly on stage.
Free plug for you at Jeff May.
Yeah, dude.
And
now,
yeah, well, wearing it backwards is super cool alpha.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about the shadows.
When I have glasses, I came to realize most superheroes don't need glasses. It's just a disguise. But, I didn't give up my hopes. I continued. I was like, I'm going to do chemistry, not to help people, but so I can become the Incredible Hulk. That was my wish. And it took me another few years to realize that the Hulk is a fictional character, and the Hulk is also a nuclear physicist and not a chemist. So...
I was thinking as you said that, I was like, I don't think he's a chemist. That's really funny.
Very true. But also, like, I think that's something we all thought is just that, like, oh, yeah, you just drink a chemical and then you become whatever that thing is or whatever. And then just like later on, you're like, oh, that was a bomb. A bomb went off in his face. And he had multiple personality disorder. That's a lot of things going on there.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Ryder? You did this set in Charleston, right?
Yeah.
Which is, if I am not mistaken, part of the South.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to tease something that's coming later in the set, but teasing, you know how Kennison made a joke and tied it to the Holocaust?
Yeah.
You could have tied a tag to slavery.
Yeah, I don't think that would have gone over really well.
But you want to be a bad boy comedian.
No, I never want to be a bad boy comedian. I want to be a good boy comedian.
I want to be the Incredible Hulk or the Incredible General Lee, hero of the Civil War.
See, that's how you do it, Kruger.
Yeah. Andy, you should be writing these tips down.
Yeah.
He's not just giving these out for no reason.
I mean, I guess I still do it, but I just don't want to.
I'm going to book a tour through the South and call it the War of Comedy Aggression.
That's not going to go over well. People are going to hate you for that.
I think they'll love it.
Time will tell.
Wrong career path, I guess. But I still wanted to be super at something, and I think
that's great. That's such a good line. It's kind of a throwaway in the connecting your two bits.
Yeah.
But just the desire to be super at something.
Yeah.
Is a whole persona, or at least it's a whole point of view.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. I'm on board with whatever you're going to say next, just because I know that's where you're coming from.
I mean, I'm great at everything, so I don't understand the need to want to be super at everything. But I will pay a compliment to Ryder, which is going to really make me upset. Ryder has a little bit of a reverse Kennison thing going on. And by that, I mean, the way that Kennison can yell and get laughs, Andy's delivery and persona, can't believe I'm complimenting him, but it's so defined and his delivery is so understated that people laugh at the fact of him talking because his delivery is so well defined.
I agree.
Yeah. This
happy birthday. That's your birthday present.
I know at the time I was trying so hard just to do a 5-minute set of just all jokes about being a superhero or whatever, and I could never figure out the other 2.5 minutes of the set. I was like, what else? What can we do here? Because like I like superhero comic books and stuff like that, but I never liked the most mainstream characters. Always like some B or C or D level character.
You love She-Hulk, right?
I never make jokes about that.
Isn't one of your favorites She-Hulk?
Yeah, and even then people are like, there's a She-Hulk? And I'm like, yeah, and she breaks the fourth wall. They're like, what's the fourth wall? I'm like, it's a comedy club that Matthew Robinson kind of likes.
Thank you. Andy, you should have just told people to buy your album if you needed.
Yeah, I should have done that. I should be like, buy my album, guys, whatever. By the way, okay, so on that note, real quick, there was a guy. Like this competition was popular enough that it attracted people from like all over. Like there was people like coming from like Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia to come do this competition. And there was one guy, I don't know how he found out about it or what the deal was, but he was from Chicago and he was visiting. He did this competition and he bombed. I mean, he bombed so hard.
Oh no.
For 5 minutes. Like he wasn't prepared. I don't know if he just like had $20 and was just like, hey, I'm just happen to be in the neighborhood. I guess I'll do this competition. And because he was clearly unprepared. And then at the end, he was like, well, anyways, guys, I'll be selling my DVD out in the hallway. So if anybody wants to buy my DVD, feel free. I was like, no, you just bombed. Like,
yeah,
wow. You're not
helping
yourself.
I'll have good sets and feel sheepish about trying to sell my album.
Yeah.
That's impressive that he could do it after a bomb.
I think he was just like, whatever, this is fine.
That's a great attitude. I'm jealous, actually.
Yeah. This is by the way, this pose was also how I spent my entire first set on stage. Just my hand behind my back for some reason and just held it there the entire time.
Yeah. Unless it was covering your chest.
Yeah. No. It didn't. That's the thing. That's the weird thing. My hands literally there the entire time. And I know this because the other comics who I did not know just came to me. They're like, hey, dude, what were you doing with your hand behind your back? I don't know, man.
I love stuff like that from early comedy. I used to do this with my glasses.
Yeah.
I'd have my 3 fingers up like this, like the OK symbol kind of with my left hand, and I would just like wiggle my glasses. And not like I wasn't trying to like do a thing like a Rodney Dangerfield. I just every like 30 seconds, I just do this. Just like a nervous tick. It was awful.
So rough.
I got it worked out. I recently got a contract to be a supermodel for Victoria's Secret. I'm their first male model. It's kind of weird. At first I had some apprehensions, but I have to say, lace feels really nice. I don't know why you ladies would leave the house without it, but it's good stuff. But you know, you would think that me having achieved all this, I would be content, I would be happy. But it's not enough. You know, it's like I'm sitting here and I'm getting compliments from the photographer and from my fellow models, but that's still not enough. I want compliments from everybody. I want everybody to recognize how great I am. I want people to sit and stare at me and go, is that him? And it is me. That's what I want. Oh, that would be such a good day when that happens. But
so yeah, once again, I have no idea why that joke worked. That was just something I was like, I guess this feels honest about me. Like I would like people to think it's me, and then it is me.
Quick question: at the competition, did the host do a lot of great crowd work to warm people up?
Yeah, because she was an improviser. It was my friend Brandy Sullivan was the host of these things, so she didn't do jokes.
Shout out Brandy Sullivan.
Yep. She would just come out and just like basically like do some crowd work, be like, "Hey guys, competition's coming up. Oh, and by the way, this competition no longer happens."
Whoa, because of you?
No, because I love the people in the Charleston comedy scene, I really do. But they like most of the people who were doing this competition by the time I left had either stopped doing the competition or had already also moved away. And so the new group that came behind us hated the competition because it made you feel bad when you lost to your friends.
Yeah.
And like it made them feel like we're just trying to split us apart and separate us. I was like, I don't think they care. Like just do the competition for like you have an audience of 140 people, right? Even if you don't get moved on and you still do a good job, now you have a good tape of like 5 minutes of you doing good.
Yeah, that's what those contests were for.
Yeah, but they hate it. They're like, no, they're not splitting us up. We're not doing it. So they refused to do it. And so the theater was like, fine, we just won't do the competition anymore.
Oh,
like,
no. Do they do a different show instead? Just like a showcase or something?
They have a showcase that they do like every once in a while too. But it's just like, I don't know.
You know, on the one hand, I want to say it's spoiled and they ruined it. But on the other hand, it's so rare comedians come together in a mission of love.
Yeah.
That is so nice. Yeah.
I'm going to be annoying silver lining guy because I agree it would be better if they kept doing it. But if you need a silver lining, there it is.
Yeah, it's also that lack of alphaness is why you guys lost the Civil War.
Wow.
Wait, we lost? We won the Civil War.
I meant the South lost.
The South lost the Civil War.
Oh, was South Carolina a Confederate state?
We fired first shots, dude.
Yikes!
They
Awkward.
they were the Alpha Confederates.
But you just said they weren't Alpha.
Well, I mean, yeah.
They were like the North and South were like maybe there'll be a war. I don't know. And then South Carolina's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. They were afraid that if they screamed their rebel yell loud enough, the other rebels would feel insecure if they didn't scream as loud. So yes, that's the reason the South started to live.
Where was South Carolina? Not to get too historical, but this is Joke Ruiners. Where were they firing to? Because wasn't North Carolina also part of the South?
There were boats off the coast of Fort Sumter.
Boats. Everyone always forgets about boats.
Yeah. We forget how important boats were during war.
Yeah, super important, actually. They say that's the reason the North won, because of they blockaded the shoreline or whatever.
Yeah, they had better facial hair too.
And facial hair.
Some of the first submarines were used during the Civil War, which is pretty crazy.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was it just like a refrigerator with a straw on the top?
Dude, it was awful. It was a bunch of dudes like basically like in this small little capsule with a bomb attached to a rod that they would try to ram into boats and hopefully get away before the bomb went off.
My God, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, did they paddle it?
Yeah.
That's freaking terrifying.
I think they had like bikes or something like that. I don't know. I should know this stuff because like we have like a famous like boat that sunk off the coast of South Carolina. We were trying to find for like years and years and years, and they finally found it like in the last like 3 or 4 years. That's been from the Civil War. Like that's how crazy. The Hunley. It's called the Hunley.
Fun fact: if you lost a comedy competition during the Civil War, you had to go in the submarine. That's how they decided.
That was it.
That's hilarious.
You know, I have a lot of time on my hands because I'm not eating.
That's funny.
Scripts from time to time.
I love like making jokes about having an eating disorder. Like I love it so much. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, you got maybe 2 more years of telling that joke. That's gonna be banned in a couple.
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled pretty soon.
Oh, I have people who get mad at me now for making jokes about having an eating disorder.
Here's the thing: you just need to say you really have one.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I did have one, like in high school.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because I was on the wrestling team, and you were supposed to have an eating disorder, so you.
There you go. But tell them to back off.
People do not like it when men talk about having an eating disorder. They do not like it at all because they're like, "You're making fun of women." I'm like, no, men can have eating disorders too. Like it's a thing.
That happens. I have a bit about like body image issues for men and how it's just like people are meaner when they find out you have one because they assume you can't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, why? So you can look pretty for other dudes? Like, no, so I can be on my wrestling team.
Oh, I just say yes, so I can look pretty for other dudes. Are you homophobic now too? In addition, like, what's the big deal? Sometimes I like to look pretty.
Yeah,
I'm not fat.
Okay.
What'd you say, Matthew?
It's really going to be a vehicle for me to achieve superstardom. It's a sequel to a pretty popular 80s movie. It's called Soul Man. Do y'all remember that movie? C. Thomas Howell. It's a drama fantasy.
Okay.
I'm
so glad. What?
Everybody saw that movie, right?
I'm so glad you do this joke because one of the things I love most about you is your references to stuff nobody has any idea about.
Yeah.
And like this was Soul Man starring C. Thomas Howell. I have no idea what you're talking about, and that's so funny to me. What,
Micah? Do you really not know that movie?
I think it's like that racist one. That's all I know about it. Right?
Yeah.
Where he does blackface.
He does blackface to get into college.
But I don't know C. Thomas Howell. Like, no,
he was like a big '80s star, and then just like tried to become an action star and just was in B movies all the time after that.
This is okay. Some people ask me, they're like, comedian Matthew Robinson, what is the tie that binds you to Andy Ryder? And I think we just discovered it. Andy references movies no one saw. I reference some of my comics no one knows.
That's true. You're basically 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
See, I would say part of this is like due to the fact that like growing up, like I was like on the weekends I'd be at my dad's house, and he was like always working on stuff, so I didn't have anything to do. So I would just watch like Comedy Central did not have a budget at the time, so they were just playing the worst movies from the '80s, and I just assumed everybody did that at some point. I was like, you guys all watch bad movies, right? Like Soul Man was one of them. They would play that like a lot, and they played a bunch of other movies I can't even remember the name of right now. That were just like awful. Like John Travolta was in one about him being a music producer who somehow wound up in Russia and he was trying to fight communism.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, I don't think John Travolta's putting that on his resume, probably.
Like, we just need to teach them the rock, then they'll get freedom.
Yeah.
He just graduated from high school and he wants to go to Harvard, but the scholarship he's going for is only for minorities. So he decides he's going to take his friend's father's tanning pills to become black. And that's the drama. The fantasy
That's great.
he's able to form a bond with a woman and
Okay, I love how you got confident because you got that big laugh, and then now you're gripping the mic, you're leaning on it, you're delivering the joke with a little bit of zest to it now.
Yeah.
her son over like an hour and a half. I mean, come on, when does that ever happen? But anyways, I'm gonna be in the sequel to that movie, and I'll be playing the white C. Thomas Howell character, and Jaleel White from Family Matters will actually playing the black me. Similar bone structure, I've heard. So it's coming out next Thanksgiving. It'll be called Soul Man 2: Meeting the Rents, and I hope you guys are out there to see it. That's my time, and I hope you guys have a great night.
Great
Ryder,
dismount.
You should have been like, did I do that joke?
Oh, that was good.
Did I do that joke?
Why didn't I do that joke? That's great.
Yeah.
You would have won the whole contest.
And go back in 10 years and fix your set.
Nah, I'm okay.
Just
Okay.
talk to your buddy Urkel. He has a time machine.
Yeah, I like that. Like, I feel like that's all anybody knows. Jaleel White. Like, they don't even know his name. There's like Urkel, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I know him as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog on
Yeah.
the animated series.
Is
Okay,
he?
so
Yeah.
I wonder, like, when he found out that Ben Schwartz was going to get Sonic for the movie, I wonder if Jaleel White, I would have liked to see his reaction then.
Yeah. He should be mad. I didn't actually know it was Ben Schwartz. Good for him.
Yeah.
Dude's
That
balling.
dude.
He's in everything lately.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him at Fourth Wall, so I'm not impressed.
That's true. I bet he'd bomb at Fourth Wall. So that was it, guys. Thanks for
That was
joke
it.
ruining with me.
Yeah.
You guys have,
or as I would like to call it, joke ruining with these two and joke strengthening with CMR.
yeah. Joke ruining with these two and I can't say it.
Joke strength.
Joke ruining with these two and joke strengthening with CMR has come to a conclusion.
Buy my album.
Buy his album. Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you guys have anything to plug? Maybe your Instagram show. Very fun.
Oh yeah,
I watch it every Wednesday.
Saturday night. When is this coming out, Micah?
This comes out Wednesday morning next week.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well,
We're
we're
actually
actually going to be
off
off
that
next week.
Oh,
So
whoops.
Thanksgiving, we're going to
You
be off.
timed it perfectly.
Yeah. But we'll be on the
I
following
could wait a
week.
week to post it if you want.
Up to you, man. Whatever's best for you.
We'll see.
The thing with Instagram Lives, here's something for the other people who are starting that. You can promote it, but basically this is how everybody goes on Instagram Live. They're on Instagram. Oh, CMR and Andy are live. Click. Next day, comment, say hello. Okay, I got better things to do.
Yeah.
Oh, we're lucky if they say hello. That's always pretty nice. I'm like, oh, hey.
I will say
Wow.
this about Kruger. He always says hello very quickly on the Instagram Lives. It's very appreciated.
He like participates. He's really funny on the show.
I do a wave.
Yeah, there's a wave.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? Sometimes he'll say, Matthew, #1 fan.
Yes,
I-
that's really good.
Yeah.
I'll Venmo you in tomorrow when I get more funds to pay you for that.
Yeah, please do. Supplies are getting low. But no, I'm just a genuine fan of the show. It's really funny.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
dynamic is excellent. I gotta say, sometimes I lose interest when you have non-comedian guests because I'm a full dork, as it says, and I only care about comedy.
Don't watch the Saturday then.
I'm still gonna watch. I just
Yeah. Andy's
I might-
trying to have people. Andy will interview a Paralympian, someone on Ninja Warrior, and ask them how they've overcome their struggles to get to where they are. I interview open mic comedians and interview them about how they overcome the struggle of hating their dad.
that's the stuff I like.
Yeah. Well, Kruger, you're gonna
Although-
love what we have to go in what we have going in December.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
But you said you have a Paralympic guy this week?
Yeah, this guy named Justin Fung Savan. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
Because
Huh?
you post your old episods, right? So people
Yeah.
tuning into
They
this
can
can
still-
still
yeah.
go and
It's a good
follow
one.
and at Andy Ryder. Is that what your Instagram is?
Andy Ryder again. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
And I'm
But,
at Comedy Alpha 187 because I'm a killer.
Yeah, you are.
Now he's crushed. And yes, both of our Instagrams, the live streams are saved there. You can watch.
Nice. And I will link both of those in the description of the YouTube, as well as the Discord. I don't know if you're on there, comedian Matthew Robinson, but
Discord.
we have a Discord chat server, so you can chat with comics and fans all mushed together.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you have a Discord server. Am I able to go on and treat it like LA Comedy Group and talk about how some person's comedy is not real comedy and dare them to fight me?
Yes, that's actually like 80% of what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think that's the point of Discord. That's why it's called Discord and not Accord.
So you're not doing that Charleston thing where people don't want to compete. You want a Thunderdome. You want it to be Rogan style.
Yeah, full on Rogan, UFC, smash, destroy, and kill. Sunday, Saturday.
I won't talk about comedy. I'll just talk about my libertarian beliefs instead of talking about comedy.
Dude, it's worth $100 million. Why would you talk about comedy? Nobody cares about comedy except me.
Yeah.
I'm the only person who searches YouTube for comedy.
I am taking all of my career advices now from French accent. So yes.
French accent?
Just playing to my type. Give my fans they want.
Hey, Matthew, have you given any thought to my suggestion of a new character called Quebecois accent?
That joke is going to murder so hard for anyone that's watched America's Got Talent or goes to LA bar shows.
Except instead of talking about that would be a good one. Quebecois accent. Instead of talking about how the deep state is overthrowing Donald Trump and COVID is fake, you talk about why Quebec should secede from Canada and why Poutine is fake.
Poutine's not real. Poutine's a hoax. Good night.
Good night.
Night.